ask you, Kevin McCarthy is likely to try to censure Representative Waters tomorrow. I'm curious if you think any Democrats will be supporting that, and if you all will move to table that.
I certainly will not support that frivolous resolution, and I think that Chairwoman Waters has made clear, certainly the perspective of the House Democratic Caucus is clear. We support peaceful protests consistent with the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, and the right to petition the government peacefully. That is what we continue to support. Now, Kevin McCarthy should focus on his own conference because the Republicans in the House are a mess right now. Perhaps he should sit this one out. When you think that Kevin McCarthy has the nerve to say something about anyone, when he supported the violent insurrection after the mob attacked the Capitol, threatened to assassinate Nancy Pelosi, kill other members of Congress, hang Mike Pence. He then came back to the Capitol, voted to support the big lie, which ignited the violent insurrection, and continues to play footsie with Donald Trump. When you've got a situation where Lauren Boebert is a mess, Matt Gaetz is a mess, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a mess, clean up your mess, Kevin. Sit this one out. You've got no credibility here. We support peaceful protests.
May I follow up just very quickly? Do you support what Representative Waters said, her words?
To be honest, I'm not that familiar with what she said. I know she made clear in comments afterward that she supports peaceful protests. Dr. King supported nonviolent direct action. That is what House Democrats support.
To follow up on Jessica there, but was it appropriate to go to Minnesota, a place that's kind of like a tinderbox, people are walking on eggshells right now, and say something that could cause the situation to maybe combust and maybe get a little bit worse? Even the judge admonished her words and how she said them.
I didn't really see what the judge had to say. Not clear that that was even an appropriate statement by the judge, but Matt Cartwright perhaps may have something to say on this. He's one of our most august trial lawyers, as well as Joe Neguse. But, I mean, I think, listen, when I was at home this weekend, here's what I heard about. We've experienced a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of death, a lot of hurt, a lot of heartache as a result of all of the crises that have afflicted America over the last year or so, including the pandemic, which we are still working hard to emerge from. And as Debbie indicated, that's what we're focused on. The American Rescue Plan, the American Jobs Plan, and dealing with the racial justice crisis in a responsible fashion, which is what House Democrats have done. We passed the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act because we have a problem that we have to deal with. The majority of police officers that I interact with at home are hardworking public servants. They are there to protect and serve. But we also have a police violence problem, a police brutality problem, a problem with the police use of excessive force that we need to deal with in a transformational way that brings about sustainable change. That is what the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act is all about. That is where our focus is as legislators, and that's where I think it will continue to be.